here we go. Look at that. Look at that beautiful thing. Oh my, what gorgeous piece of technology is here. It's back there. How's it going? My name is Ivan Mendoza, and if you are here for the first time stopping by, thank you so much. Also, if you're interested in any kind of travel, tech, gear, anything of that sort related video, feel free to subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get notified whenever you see new videos posted by myself. Today, guys, we're gonna be talking about the beautiful beast of a monitor that this LG right here that I have with me is all about. But this is the LG Ultrawide 38WN95C. This isn't gonna be your typical like technical review, diving deep into the color space, you know, the refresh rate. No, like this is, you're looking for a monitor that is gonna be good for work and for play. And if you're like me, who's been stuck at home, working from home, and quickly realize that you missed your dual monitors from the office, like this is a video for you because this is the best monitor for gaming, for work, for editing videos, like you name it. This thing is absolutely amazing. I'm gonna show you what the applications that I use look like, the speakers, pretty much give you a whole walkthrough since I've had it for now like 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and dive into it and let's see what it's all about. Let's talk about what comes in the box. Now we're talking LG. For the price point of this monitor, you would expect them to basically pack everything you need, and they do. Obviously, you get the AC adapter, you get a high-speed HDMI 2.1 cable, and you get a 5K capable DisplayPort cable, as well as a Thunderbolt 3 cable. So they give you all the cables you need for all the inputs that they offer. They only offer HDMI and DisplayPort, and of course Thunderbolt 3. So you get all those cables out of the box. So you don't have to go purchase a high-speed DisplayPort cable to play games at 144 Hertz right out of the box. It comes with it. So now, as you can see behind me, it also comes with obviously the monitor itself, the stand, and then the base ring here. So no tools required, just a simple screw that already comes permanently attached. So I set this up and we're talking 30 seconds. So it was a quick and easy setup. So that's pretty much what comes in this box right here. Now let's talk about the inputs. It comes with HDMI, DisplayPort, Thunderbolt 3 upstream, downstream, and 2 USB-A inputs, as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack. You're probably thinking, that's not many ports for a monitor this expensive. Well, that's because Thunderbolt 3 simplifies everything, and that was actually one of my main reasons for getting this monitor. Plug in one cable, and it does it all. You're talking audio, video, data, display. Like MacBook Pro, you just plug in the one Thunderbolt, and if you have your keyboard and mouse, everything connected to this monitor itself, it'll all run through that one cable and charge it, and it outputs 94 watts of power. So it's more than what the actual MacBook Pro charger outputs itself, I believe. And that actually runs this monitor at 144 Hertz native resolution. So the whole 3840 by 1600 at 144 Hertz, you can run it on a MacBook Pro with and without HDR. Does charge a Dell laptop. I do use a Dell Precision 5530 laptop for work, and it provides enough power for it to actually charge it during use without complaining that you need to plug in your external power source. I'm gonna throw the spec sheet up on there just in case you're not aware of what this monitor has. 1 millisecond response time, 144 Hertz, G-Sync compatible, HDR 600, Thunderbolt 3. Just to give you a sense of scale, this is a 15-inch laptop, and it's about as tall as a 15-inch laptop, and 4 of them across the board. Wow, that actually measures it pretty well. This monitor manages to output enough wattage to power this guy without using the AC adapter. If you want to plug in, keyboard and mouse and have that run through the monitor as a dock, you're gonna have to use the Thunderbolt 3 cable provided. Now, I have this set up in an interesting way because I actually have 2 cables from this monitor to my PC, and that is using the Thunderbolt 3 that's going into my RTX NVIDIA card in the USB-C input there, And then I have the display port cable also going into my RTX NVIDIA card as well. NVIDIA cards have a USB-C, and that's, I guess, meant for the VR, so you can plug everything in through there. It actually ends up working very, very well through that. So keyboard and mouse are actually running through the monitor, which then it's going to the PC. I believe this is the perfect, and I say this like I really mean it, the perfect monitor for someone who's looking to have a good work monitor as well as a good gaming monitor. Believe it or not, in 2020, there's not many options with Thunderbolt 3, ultra-wide, and high refresh rates. They're coming, and there's some old ones, but something that has 144 Hertz, G-Sync compatible, yeah, good luck. I think this is literally the only ultra-wide that fits that checklist. So here's the menu system. We have power, input, settings, game mode. So we're gonna start with settings. Okay, so these are pretty much all the settings it comes with. You have your quick settings, you have brightness, auto brightness. I believe it has a light sensor. Then you have contrast, volume, and color temperature, which I believe is not compatible with the mode that I have on. Now, one thing my Samsung didn't have was a selection of inputs. You had to cycle through every input, not here. Obviously you have a list and Thunderbolt 3, DisplayPort, HDMI 2, HDMI 1. So those are your 4 options there for inputs. Aspect ratio, you get full wide, original. So that's original, and then you have full wide, which I cannot tell the difference between the two. So we're gonna go back and leave it with full wide. Picture by picture, it's also an option there, so you can plug in your second source via HDMI and display 2 inputs at the same time. So then now we're gonna go to picture mode, sRGB. It has pretty much all the color modes that you'd want. Cinema, which obviously, as you can see there, brightens it up pretty big. Reader will kind of put that golden filter on it. HDR effect, vivid. I usually leave it sRGB just because for my video editing, but you have DCI-P3, FPS, which is super, super bright. And then you have RTS and color weakness, not sure what that is. So we're gonna go back to sRGB. Picture adjust, brightness. I believe we went through this already. Super resolution off, wow. I didn't even know that was there. Those are grayed out, probably because of the picture mode that I have. But they are there, so obviously, I'm not sure what Super Resolution Plus means, but I'm sure it's something to do with upscaling the picture on here. Game adjust, adaptive sync. So this monitor is not a G-Sync monitor, so it doesn't like actually have G-Sync built into the monitor, but it is compatible, and you can enable it via the NVIDIA control panel. So you need to have adaptive sync on in order for NVIDIA to detect that you have a G-Sync compatible monitor, which as you can see here, G-Sync, enable G-Sync and resolution. You can see there by prying down the screen, 144 Hertz at a native 3840 by 1600. So that's that on there. So let's go back to the menu. Picture, I like the fact that when you select something and it takes the menu away, it actually brings you back to where you left off. That is super nice. So game adjust, adaptive sync, obviously. So if you have FreeSync, G-Sync, you would want to go here and turn that on. What happens if you turn it off? Might actually enable the other modes, but I think my PC is gonna have to readjust, I believe. Nope, still did not enable that. So I'll just have to keep playing around with that a little bit more just to see what's going on there. Picture reset, obviously reset all your settings. Then general, so you have language, smart energy saving. This is so you can power things off. Power LED, I love when manufacturers include the little things like that because I know some people it'll bother them to have the power light on. Automatic standby off. DisplayPort version, this one's important if you want to get the full 144. Now DisplayPort version 1.2, I believe, tops out at 120, if I'm not mistaken, so you need to enable 1.4 to get the best out of the monitor. Local dimming, auto, I don't really mess with that. Buzzer, OSD lock, don't mess with that. Deep sleep. This is if you want to prevent like your USB peripherals from getting power. And that's pretty much it for the menu system. There's not much to it, pretty straightforward. So now we're gonna do the other mode. So you have input, which basically allows you to select inputs. Now game mode. Game mode here, this is not gonna have, so FPS doesn't mean like frames per second counter. It's just gonna set it in a very bright FPS color profile / brightness contrast ratio. So as you can see, there's not much of a difference between FPS and RTS, but that's just a quick way to basically adjust settings for when you jump into a game. Black stabilizer, adaptive sync, just basically anything quick features that you may want. All right guys, so now we're gonna go through, I'm gonna walk you through basically what every different application looks like and basically how much screen real estate you get, what kind of combinations you can do out of the box with no extra third-party software, and also a peek of all the different games that I play and how those look. So let's go ahead and check those out now. There you have it, pretty much everything I've experienced with this awesome LG monitor. Would I recommend this monitor? I would say yes, if you're looking for that ultimate work and play monitor like I was, something, you know, that hold productivity applications well and also play games at a high refresh rate, then this thing works fabulous. Now, are there any issues with the weird resolution? Well, the resolution is not really the problem here because you're not changing the aspect ratio. As you saw, 21:9 videos do play at full width, full height with no bezels, no borders. That's because of the added pixels of the width and height. So it doesn't actually complicate any software. Windows doesn't freak out and scale it higher than it needs to. You still maintain that 21:9 aspect ratio, but you get a little bit extra on top of that. Games, you can't notice it at all. It looks basically the same as a 3440 by 1440p monitor. The only difference you see it in are the applications like Excel, Outlook, VS Code, you know, Adobe Premiere Pro. You can really start to see the benefit added from that extra vertical height of 1600 pixels. It makes, you know, all the difference. I think I found the perfect resolution at the perfect size of the monitor. So now in terms of the curvature, this monitor does feel a little bit flat. Like, you know, at first take, you would think this is a flat monitor. The curvature is not as exaggerated as some of the other monitors that I've seen, like Acer Predator or the Samsung one. So that's just something to keep in mind, but it actually might be better, especially for media or creative people who want to have that leveled horizon when they're editing videos or pictures. The only con, really, like the premium price point. LG makes you pay a lot of money to get this because they know there's not much competition. There's no monitor out there with this resolution that gives you 144 Hertz, G-Sync compatible, HDR. There really isn't, not with Thunderbolt 3. You either go gaming and you lose Thunderbolt 3, or you step down to like the business version, which will have a lower refresh rate. So this is the perfect happy medium, best compromise for work and play. And that's why I figured this is my only option really, so I had to go get it. That's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Drop a comment below if you want to know more about this monitor, anything that I may have missed. Hopefully I answered all your questions, but if I didn't, feel free to drop a comment below. And if you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button until it turns blue, like my shirt. And hopefully you guys subscribe so you can stay tuned when I post more videos like this and of my travel adventures. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.